welcome to book 7 of the Aeneid. Let's begin. So we start off the book with Caita, a nurse of Aeneas, being buried with some other people at a place. Why this is relevant, who knows? And after this we get to the actual relevant bit of Aeneas and his crew sailing past Circe's island. And thanks to Neptune, they don't go there. Because if we have learned anything from Book 10 of the Odyssey, is that Circe's Island is a bad thing to go to. Don't go to Circe's Island. You'll soon find that out when we eventually cover that book. Yay. And as they're sailing, Aeneas spots the river Tiber across in the distance and is like, guys, that's where we're supposed to go. And he lands the ship near the river Tiber. And after they land, we are introduced to Latinus, king of the Latins, if that wasn't obvious enough by the name. And we find out he's the son of Turnus and the great-grandson of Saturn. And at the time that this part of the Aeneid is set, he's just about to marry off his daughter Lavinia to Turnus, son of someone and ruler of the Rutulians, I think. And we also find out that Latinus' wife Amata really likes Turnus. Like, she really approves of the marriage, and she is most likely also in love with him. It's never said, but like by the way she acts around him, very obvious she has like some sort of attraction to him. And so they're having this little ceremony or whatever, and Latinus gets an omen of bees, just loads of bees swarming around everywhere, and he's like, what's going on? And like someone interprets this as being a sign of a stranger arriving who will lord the citadel with his army. And Latinus obviously gets a bit freaked out by this, is like, oh well shit. And then, continuing the theme of children's hair being set aflame because of omens and shit, Lavinia's hair sets on fire. And this just makes Latinus panic even more. So understandably, he goes to his dad, Turnus, and is like, hey dad, what's going on? And Turnus is like, don't worry. This just means that you have to marry Lavinia to a foreigner, not a Latin, in order to gain more fame. And Latinus is like, okay, fair, cool. And so we cut back to Aeneas and his people, and they're eating some things, and like they're eating probably an ancient version of pizza, I think, is how we're supposed to interpret this. And Iulus, or Ascanius, he has two names, makes the joke of, oh, hey guys, we're eating our tables because the things that our food is being served on is edible, haha. And like literally everyone is like freaking out about this, because in book 3 we get a prophecy that they will only be able to found a city once they have eaten their tables. And because of this joke, everyone celebrates and starts pouring libations, and Ascanius is left there thinking he has told the best joke ever, and that's why everyone is celebrating. He's like, wow, I'm really funny. But really it's just because he allowed the prophecy to come true. And after this, Aeneas sends off 100 men with olive branches to Latinus, king of the Latins, while immediately laying the foundations of the city, because he's fucking prepared. He's like, I've got to found this city as soon as we have been stranded away from an actual home for too long, which is fair enough. So these 100 Trojan men arrive at Latinus, and Ilioneus makes his little comeback and explains to Latinus that he should accept the Trojans because they're kind of related, because the Trojans are technically descended from Jupiter mostly, and Latinus is a descendant of Saturn, meaning there is some family connection there somehow. And he also tells him that like the Trojans will bring the Latins fame if they like join forces. And Latinus is like, oh, that's fine. I mean, I literally got a prophecy like a few minutes ago about a stranger marrying my daughter and bringing us fame. So like, if you can bring your leader here, then maybe we can strike off a little marriage deal, you know? So we can all help each other. And Ilioneus is like, that's cool. And meanwhile, in the heavens, Juno is getting extra pissed that the Trojans are still alive after all the shit she sent them, and sends down Alecto, who I believe is a Fury, or something of the sort, to make Amata mad, which isn't hard, considering she likes Turnus so much, and she doesn't want this stranger marrying her daughter. And she also makes Turnus mad. Now, he needs a little bit of assistance with this. He kind of resists, but then Alecto just full on scares the shit out of him, and suddenly he's angry, and he destroys his entire home because he's so mad, and he goes off to start a war with Aeneas. And just to really make sure that this war gets going, Alecto then makes Ascanius hit this girl named Sylvia's deer with an arrow while he's out hunting, which makes Sylvia cry over a deer and makes all of the Latins mad, because how could you kill Sylvia's deer? What did she do wrong? And so entire war happens because a deer was hit, and a guy named, here we go again, Galaeus, I don't know, an old guy, dies trying to make peace with everyone, which is very sad. We all cry, boo-hoo. And after this, Latinus goes up to the gates of Janus and tries to open them, but he can't because he's too weak and he doesn't want to admit that there's a war going on. And his wife looks at him like, you weak-ass bitch, and just opens them herself, because she's a boss-ass bitch, but also a really fucked-up boss-ass bitch. And then, immediately after this, we get a catalogue of enemies. Woo, just like the Iliad, huh? So we get introduced to Mezentius, who is a bad man, Turnus, again, and Camilla, who is actual life material. She is a female warrior who was raised in the woods. How cool is that? I love her. You should all love her. And with that, that is the end of Book 7 of the Aeneid. Tune in next week for... Can't remember what book is next. I think it's book 8 of the Odyssey. And then the week after for book 8 of the Aeneid. Bye!